Alright, here we go. Hello, this is CB Ultra 768, and we are back with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and we're actually nearing the end because last time, on our third day of investigation, we found out that Damien Gant is actually blackmailing Lana to do what she wants out of fear. But we don't really know the reason yet, though I assume the reason is we found a cloth with Emma here's fingerprints, so I'm assuming he's using that as blackmail, saying, hey, if you don't do what as I say, then I'm going to get your sister in trouble. And Lana's like, okay, I'll listen. So yeah, so we found out that Gant is like behind everything. And the trial was actually almost over. Lana was like saying, hey, I don't need Phoenix Wright anymore, I'm done. But then Edgeworth was like, this is not over. We can't end this trial here without conclusive evidence. And then he called Emma to the stand. So now we have to cross-examine her. So here we go.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Alright, so we gotta find a contradiction here, but let's press everything, just in case.
Hold it!
2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yes, she was second in command under then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair.
I believe they shared the same office.
That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too.
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Man came right in. Hold it! Man?
Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer.
Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right?
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office.
There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him.
Neil Marshall rescued you. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damien Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Yeah, I remember this. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony.
I assume that would also be why he was first to run after Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. That's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in?
I don't clearly remember what happened then, but
I'll never forget what I saw. Hold it. Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights?
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby.
So, the electricity went out?
Wait a minute! If If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago?
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw?
Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
Ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. Objection! But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. I think I already know what we have to present. If I'm right, we should have to present this because if we check the back, yep. The picture's drawn back to the evidence. I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay? So yeah, hopefully he'll point that out. There we go. Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet, you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold!
This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident.
Uh-huh. Please, turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over? How do you do that? Turn it... Oh! What's this? I never knew you could turn paper over. And oh, the drawing too! Oh my god!
Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew!
Oh my god, it's the picture they drew 2 years ago. I had no idea. Indeed, 2 men appear to be wrestling here.
Objection! What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
Huh? Is this? They're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These 2 lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What?
Oh my god, only half the evidence? I had no idea. Order! But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor!
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Huh.
Yes, that's quite conceivable. Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. Let's see.
Is something wrong?
Do you even have to ask?
Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. I can't believe I'm a freaking idiot. How could I have not turned the paper over? Seriously, why did I only look at the front? What is wrong with me? It's that thing!
The Blue Badger?
That's that thing? That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
I guess he was out of scrap paper. Evidence list restored and updated. List of evidence. How the list was found. Okay.
Very well. Witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Hang on, I want to check that picture now. So, we have the scene, but we also have the Blue Badger for some reason. Why? Don't quite see what yet, but let's continue.
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at that picture. She's probably trying to figure out why did I draw that. Emma's picture. Alright, let's go.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
Huh. Okay.
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Doc about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
I mean... But again, the picture doesn't clearly show them, so... This picture I drew 2 years ago. Hold it! Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock, I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Calling Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind.
Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
Well, you can see what's down there. Hold it! So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue?
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor?
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed.
Okay. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt.
What happened after the lightning flash?
Well, that must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry.
Objection! The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further?
What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here.
Anyway, this picture
shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Why'd you draw it as a square, though? I don't think it was a knife thing. But let's, see this. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is the exact scene.
It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detective?
Objection! Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No, of course not. I believe I better watch out, or he might find some way to cut my salary.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detective, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh?
Well,
Let me save this case. If they're gonna bring up, if I can, because there is something wrong. That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her memory. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. I'll say it. I think, yeah, it's the weapon itself. Why is it drawn as a rectangle? Because she was like 14. I'm pretty sure she could have drew a pretty decent knife. Okay, so... I wonder... Okay, so there was nothing there, but let me save. I wonder, do we have to show the picture itself here? This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Let's see. Let's see this. I'll say none of this. I still want to say it's maybe the picture itself. Nope. Nope, not that. Okay. I feel it's there, though. It's at the very end. We gotta... It shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Let's see, case closed. I don't know if it's somewhere in here. It's Tasker. Sky head investigators. Yeah, I was about to say, she said he was stabbed in the chest, but he was stabbed in the back, died from puncture. Yes, I figured. I was about to say, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
what? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
Let's say, looking at it, I say the way he has the weapon up. Because again, in the autopsy report, it says he was stabbed in the back. But in this image, it looks like he's facing him straight on. If I'm wrong, I'll reload it. But I think I got it. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But, Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. I was to say, is he saying the knife was broken before it was used? Objection! Well, let's see. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not have been broken!
Oh! What's the meaning of this?
Objection! Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand! Objection! Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Sorry, but afraid that's not possible. How is it? Let's see. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it could possibly wind up there.
That's right, but what does it mean?
Objection!
Will you stop objecting me? I'm trying to talk here. I'm the judge.
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. Objection! That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Objection. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're trending on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged! You can't deny the possibility, and you can't handle the truth! No. Oh! Oh my god, he's kicking Edward's ass with words! Order! 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 Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damian Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. Huh? There must have been another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
The trophy has a broken knife. Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's? Could there have been one? Am I mistaken? There is another one. I think it's another one. Because again, the trophy has a broken knife on it. A broken hilt on it, I think it was called. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error.
Mr. Wright.
In that instance, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. I'll say, is it the picture? Because again, this picture shows the broken knife. I think it's the picture. If not, I'll reload. Like that. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here, inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. Oh!
What is it, Mr. Azure?
It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding? Yep. I noticed that. I was like, there's a broken knife on there. That's a broken...
That's a broken knife.
I almost sounded like Phoenix there, sorry. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Oh my god, a knife from the award! I had no idea!
Order! Order! Order!
Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. Objection! But that can't be! Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed! What do you mean? I mean,
this man waving a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh.
Oh! Oh my god, he didn't see that coming. Oh. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true.
What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Who said hold it? Was it her?
Hold it! Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it?
could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back?
Okay.
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What?
You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.
Okay.
All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger?
This should be interesting.
Oh my god. Yeah, what does the blue badger got to do with this? Emma's recollection.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flashing of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw a shadow.
Huh.
This is certainly most unusual.
Objection! Try impossible! The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year! That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense may now cross-examine its witness.
Hold it! Stop! Please! Don't pursue this any further! Lana!
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Sky, we've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Alright, we got a minute before I gotta let the SD card cool down, so let's try to get through some of this. When I saw the man raise his name, that's what... When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark?
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see were shadows.
The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is already documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you...
I panicked and rushed for it. Hold it. Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife.
But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I gotta help that other person.
I think I knocked away the man with the knife. What do you mean, you think?
It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur.
Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place, with so much happening in a matter of seconds, although disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What you did was very brave, young gun. So then, what happened next?
Alright, I gotta let the SD card cool down. Be right back. Alright, let's continue. Just said it was another flash lightning, and that's when I saw the blue dagger. Hold it! Are you sure about this?
Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him here.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I've seen him before, somewhere. Now I finally remember.
Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
He wasn't in the room, but I sure saw him. Hold it. His shadow? So, you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
Objection! This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. Objection!
That may be. That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she was what she did. Okay, hang on. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Get tongue-tied in my mouth.
Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was.
What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger really? I just might know, actually. Let me look real quick. The only thing, Could it be this? I kind of think the vase, but let me check the evidence again, see if we can see. Because that's like the only thing that has like the 3 things on it. Or something similar to it. Let's save just in case. Alright. But I mean, I assume there has to be. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room!
Mr. Wright?
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instance? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike.
I mean, I don't see anything else except maybe this. I mean, I could be wrong. Okay, the mysterious blue badger was in fact this. Alright, I was right. Because again, it's the handles. It kind of looks like his little crown thingies. That's the only thing I can think of.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger.
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show you the correct angle to look at this badger. I'd assume it's like this. I really should have saved. Oh, wait a minute. There's a handle broken off here. Could it be this? Because I don't think it's this. Because if we have it... Yeah, if we have it out like this... This isn't right. I've got to make it look more like the badger.
Objection! Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim.
I've got to find just the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more. Or horizontally?
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it!
Gotta show him the correct angle, okay. So I mean, looking at this, I mean I thought it'd be like this, but maybe... Maybe it's because they need to be facing down? No, okay. Okay, skip. We get it, Edgeworth. I know I'm wrong. Okay, Jesus. Wow, this is hard. Trying to figure out which angle. Like, is there really an angle that makes it look exactly like it? I mean, it would have to be at an angle like this or something. No. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna look up what angle I need, and then we're just gonna cut back, because I don't want to waste time with this, so be right back.
8 hours later.
Alright, I'm back. I think I rotated it right from what I saw from the picture. If not, then I'll have to look at the picture again. Oh, come on, really? Alright, let me look at the picture again. Alright, hang on. Oh, yeah, I know. Because I got the picture right here. Is it finicky? God dang it. Because it's like... Yeah, okay. God, it's like very specific. I guess... Trying to see how far it's tilted. Maybe like this? Oh, come on! What the hell? I'm looking at the picture! Do I need to tilt it down more? This is dumb. Like, really? I'm doing it like the picture, I feel. Like, what does it need? Does it need more down? I mean, looking at the picture, it didn't look like it goes that far. Like, it's... like, maybe right there. There we go. Got it. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, finally. Well, is this a miracle or what? Finally got it. Jesus. No one could possibly deny this direct resemblance to the blue badger. Oh, that was annoying.
No, it can't be!
Oh my god! It really is the blue badger! I had no idea!
Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this!
Objection! Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question still remains. What's your point?
What do you mean?
So that badger thing was actually just a job. That doesn't change anything.
Objection! I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything!
Indeed. Very well then. Please, tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this job?
Okay, let me look through these questions. The murderer, the murder weapon, the location. Murder sounds interesting. It can't be the murder weapon. The murder weapon is the knife. Where was it maybe the location. Like, was it in Gant's office, I guess? That's where we found the shard. and that's where his location, that's where the evidence was. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Well,
The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. Oh, there it is, yeah. I didn't realize it was even in the picture. Yeah, it's in Gant's office. It's on a shelf in the office of Damien Gant.
Objection! But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's office. Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Objection!
Yes, it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office.
Objection! Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damien Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly.
Huh?
If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
Hang on, let me save, Judge. Yep. I finally figured it out. So this is why Lon tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instance, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That would have to have been the impact the man made when he knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked into the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
The suit of armor holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
I was gonna say, I did notice that. I was wondering about that. So, they're saying, when the person got knocked back, Marshall, he got stabbed in the back when he got knocked back. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to been Neil Marshall, wielding the knife, the King of Prosecutors trophy.
No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes, there is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility.
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this. Come on, Wright, don't worry, I'll save for you. It'll make you feel better, okay?
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh boy. So are they saying she accidentally killed Neil Marshall? Uh-oh.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No!
Damn. I'd never imagined her testimony would lead to this. I was gonna say, I'm starting to think now. If he dressed like a cowboy, he wore leather. So when she pushed him, she left her fingerprints on his body. And seeing this, Gant used this as blackmail on Lana, saying, I know your sister killed Marshall, even though it was an accident. He's using that to blackmail Lana. Holy shit. I think I'm right. Hopefully I'm right about that.
So, it was a witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. Oh my god, I can't believe she killed him.
Objection! What? What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances,
Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? I'm gonna bite my thumb at you.
Imagine that coming from you.
Huh?
If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If any hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, that's what it was, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall?
I do. It's the leather.
Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
huh? You certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Touché, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
Huh? You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another,
That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
I keep saving at the wrong times. I mean, I don't care. I'd rather be safe. I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. I'll say, what could it be? Died from blood loss and only 10 minutes weapon was found. What could it be, I wonder? I'd say maybe we have to bring up the case file, because it mentions Gant in here, right? I mean, well, let's see. It's in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession.
Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister's a murderer?
do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek: the truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys the message from the deceased.
No. It has to be something. What do we say about this? Because it's got Emma. The clear handprint can be seen on the leather. The print belongs to Emma. I think I'll keep this info with myself. Anything else? No. Again, I'm thinking this leather came from his jacket. That's the only possibility. Maybe it's this. I'll try.
This
this message from the deceased.
Right. Now then, this is the message from the judge.
Oh, okay, I got that wrong. Okay, let's go back. Let me save it right here so I don't have to do that again. That little text. It has to be in the evidence. But I mean, it's a message that he left us. Name of deceased, date. No, suspect died. No, it's not. Okay. Alright. Load. I'm gonna try to quickly look this up real quick. Because again, there has to be evidence, I'm assuming. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Let me get through this. This message.
Is that Blue Badger from before, right?
I was about to say, it says that because it just showed something. Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name?
If that thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's forgotten. This is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Yeah, okay. So it was spelling out a message. Yeah, I can kind of see it now. It says Emma.
It looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Yes, but notice, for some reason the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away.
Yes, there is a line here. Drawn in blood.
So what are you saying? What are you saying? Is these dots were once lines?
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed direction.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No.
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I've got to connect these. Make the letters. Okay. But yeah, sorry for struggling with that. Man, I mean, how would you know it was a jar, honestly? Because, yeah, I didn't realize there was a message on here. I honestly thought it was because somebody got hit with it. I didn't realize somebody drew on it. I mean, I should have known the blood did look kind of weird now that I look at it more closely. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Yep. No. Oh, I see it now. I was like, where? I was like, that's a crappy M. There we go. Yep. Okay. So he apparently wrote Emma. Take it! There you go. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Yep.
Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
Shit. There's gotta be an explanation, though. She couldn't have done it.
Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
Was Emma Skye. Damn. Well, shit.
Seaworthy can't say I didn't warn you, Sonny.
Son of a bitch. Got it, Keaton.
Chief Gant, do you understand the implications of what you've done, Sonny?
What? What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were in the prosecutor in the case, were you not, Sonny? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used Ford's evidence to ensure his conviction, Sonny.
Objection! But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable.
Let me play with my hair. I'm afraid that's not important, Sonny. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law, Sonny. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, Sonny. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied, Sonny.
Oh my rabble! What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death!
How could he just stand there like it wasn't his fault?
Order! 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 Order!
The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is heading, no one knows.
To be continued.
Yeah. Shit. So he apparently wrote Emma's name, but why would he do that? Why? What a dick. I don't know, I guess we'll find out next time. So let's get a preview of what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna call it apart.
February 25th, 12:06, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2.
Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Huh. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals! Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh.
Wait! Seitogatsu! What is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
I take it Lana's having you run errands again.
Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial.
Evidence law. Evidence law? Angela was talking about this just the other day.
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so.
You could at least study some evidence law. Really?
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message.
A message?
She said if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book.
Him? I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Added a court record, slipped in the pocket.
Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though.
Let me take a look at it. Rules for submitting evidence. No one shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Okay.
All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence.
That's where you're wrong, Detective.
Huh?
Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all those allegations being thrown at me?
Mr. Edward!
The real trial today hasn't begun yet.
What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this false evidence you were unaware of. Emma Sky found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now, you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal!
You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman.
Huh?
She merely stuck a knife into his body. That means the real killer is still out there.
What?
And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end.
February 25th, 12:52, District Court, room number 9.
Rabble, rabble. Oh my god, did you guys enjoy getting all rabble, rabble really loud in the courtroom? Yeah, I did, Jerry. Now shut up.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Scott. Mr. Edward,
Yes, Your Honor.
the Inquisitive Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
Thank you for the news, Your Honor.
Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecutor calls for a witness, but, this isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edward, may have,
Struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses?
I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and...
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
A solution?
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses.
What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing.
Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Well, that's right. What do you say?
Unbelievable. Edward found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal.
Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness.
Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over.
The defense calls. Time finally come to bring out the real murderer. Take that! Yep. Damien Gant. The defense calls Damien Gant to the stand.
Damien Gant? What does he have to do with anything?
As a defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it.
As luck would have it, should still be in the courtroom. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
True. All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand.
Hurry, we got 2 minutes. I gotta end this.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this, some kind of practical joke, Sonny? I was just on my way to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Worthy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, eh, Sonny? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damien Gant. I'm the acting chief of police.
Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony.
Oh, righto. What's with the grim face?
First, let's clear up this SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor, eh? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already, Sonny.
There are still some things unaccounted for.
Oh, like what?
Like the role you played in all of this.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal, Sonny.
Weapons?
Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you, Sonny.
Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony.
Oh, we made it just in time.
Woo! 40 seconds left.
Alright, that's still not innocent. Alright, let's save. Alright. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. This has been CB Officer 768, and we'll be back with more Phoenix Wright, and we'll hear Gant's testimony and try to expose that he was the real murderer and he was behind everything next time. So stay tuned for that. Bye, Zeus.